Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit subscribe. If you're not, welcome back. Today's a bit of a different video because I feel like it's not what I'm typically used to, but I'm just like sitting here journaling. I'm like, you know what, I kind of want to put a few of my thoughts out there because I feel like I've been doing a lot of thinking recently, and I'm just like, I need a space to talk about it. I'm past the halfway mark into being 20. Oh my gosh, ew. I'm nearing the end of my teenage years. I feel like a lot of changes happen when you're 19 and like nobody ever talks about, guys. I literally was not even prepared for like the amount of like what 19 even entails. But I've recently like had like an epiphany. It's kind of like I know people are like, your frontal lobe doesn't develop till you're 25, but I feel like recently in the past like month, my frontal lobe has developed. Like, I don't know if it's probably not fully developed, but it's developed like quite a bit. A lot of things change when you're 18, 19. Obviously, it's a very transitional period in your life because obviously this is like the first step into adulthood, and like you've made the choices of what you're going to do in your future. And especially with me, because I'm not going to uni, so I did do economics, maths and psychology for my A-levels, and yeah, so it's not a thing of like I couldn't do my A-levels. Just wanted to put that out there because I feel like a lot of the times when I say I'm not going to uni, there's kind of like a stigma around it, like, you know. But guys, I promise you it's not, you know, I'm not lacking up in that department. I just don't think there's a point in going to uni unless like you've got a strong passion for what you want to do, and uni is the only way. I have too many passions that I want to explore to then go to uni for 4 years and like to tie myself down to it and things like that. And obviously we've got October coming up. We just started September, but we've still got October coming up, and obviously that's when like I'm finally gonna figure out what I'm doing. Obviously I have had my gap year, so that was already like straying off of the like normal path kind of thing. And I feel like even coming back, like a lot of people tend to have that like a lot of people start to feel like they're in competition like with people, and like they're behind and like they want to keep up and stuff like that. But I genuinely just think that like I just don't really care because I just feel like it's just so different. Like what certain people want to achieve is like different to what I want to achieve. I was gonna have a gap year regardless because A-levels was just it's just not a time that like I could ever think of like then going back into education after doing that like exam season. There was no way. I needed a break, and because of that, like you get a lot of time to yourself because like I'm going down a different path to like all of my friends. It's not like I can talk to someone about it, like, or like I can, but like it's not like I can talk to someone about it in a way that like they can give me like proper advice or like experience, because they don't have experience. Like people are going down different paths, and I feel like that's like been crucial. I feel like that's what's made me think more. Like even my siblings, like both my older sisters went to uni, and yeah, I don't know if my brother will go or not. We'll find out. It's more character building for me to go through this by myself, I feel like, because obviously there's no one that I know going through it. So it's kind of like different to like obviously like the traditional uni route. I feel like I've started to wake up a lot about different things, like, or things that I'm around, and like it's sort of getting to that stage where, you know, like when things aren't really beneficiary for me, I'm just kind of not wanting to be a part of that. Like, and I feel like when I was younger, like in secondary school times, like a lot of like conversations or a lot of like topics, like I had not a single care for, but because it's like the norm at that age or that kind of thing, I feel like I kind of had to pretend that I really even gave a single toss about it. I'm just a normal girl. Like I still feel like I go on my phone a lot. Like I'm still watching a lot of shows. I still binge shows. I still whatever, FaceTime, I still go out, all that kind of thing. But it's just the thing of like when I'm having fun like that I know is fun. Like I don't feel like I'm contradicting my personality or like my morals to have fun with. And I feel like this ties into the let them theory a lot. And the reason why the let them theory has like recently like resonated with me a lot is because like I've literally realized that I just need to leave people to like have their actions as they want it to be. I can only control my own reaction, and to be honest, like it gets a bit tiring having the same reaction to the same actions that people do. And this reminds me of this conversation I was having with my friend the other day about do you believe in second chances? And I feel like I finally got to a place where I gave myself an answer for that question, because I've never, like, whenever I've thought about that question, I've always thought of it in a linear way. But I feel like for me now, I don't believe in second chances, because I feel like giving someone a second chance is just a proof that you're not mature enough yet to let them go, or you haven't made peace with the idea of letting someone go. You have to know that the same thing, the same situation, or the same result is going to happen in the end anyway. And I feel like when I really sit back and think about it, like, second chances that I've ever given, I don't think have ever worked out in my favor. Like, I feel like a second chance has just come back to prove why I shouldn't have given someone a second chance. It's like the idea that, like, can people really change? I don't really think so. I feel like people can change for the right person, but with the same person, this one outcome is always going to be repetitive or repeat. The pattern is always going to repeat. Even if I apply this to relationship, forget, like, putting friendships aside, like, if you take someone back who's cheated on you, be open to the fact that they will cheat on you in the future. And once you've made peace with that, then make peace with that. And I don't feel like it, you know, when someone cheats on you the first time, you kind of don't really have a leg to stand on the second time. You can't play this whole charade of, like, this whole drama of, like, oh my gosh, you cheated on me a second time, because it's kind of like, he did it the first time. What about that told you that it wasn't going to happen the second time? You know, I feel like it's so much more straightforward for me relationship wise than it is friendship wise, just because, like, I'm such a friendship person. But then again, I feel like that kind of is got its own cons. Time and time again, like, people push you until, like, you can't take any more. Like, you know, I feel like your barriers get pushed or tested a lot with that. And I feel like that's kind of what I've had to learn as well, to kind of, like, have a finish, you know, like a boundary, you know, like, once that's kind of done, like, it is basically done. Several things that I've, like, gone through in, like, friendships and stuff, like, what I genuinely forget most of them. Like, if someone does bad things to me, like, unless it's, like, crazily significant, even then I still forget with time. And it's only when I recall it with other friends who were there at the time, or who know when it happens, then they're like, that's when the light bulb clicks, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, all of that just happened. And I feel like I'm such a preacher to my friends, like, whenever I'm giving advice of, like, having self-worth and, like, sticking by your decision, genuinely would be hypocrisy for me to, like, go the other way. I'm just, like, chill with whatever now. Like, I feel like whatever someone wants to do, they're gonna do it, and I just don't really care. Like, I feel like I don't really care, and, like, I'm having so much peace with that. Like, I'm feeling, like, this newfound sense of, like, joy and, like, calmness with myself, because I'm just, like, I genuinely do not care, like, what people around me are doing, or, like, what someone does to me, because, like, that speaks volumes about them rather than me. I'm not gonna sit here and, like, waste my time thinking why, or, like, trying to constantly chase after people, or just having the same repetitive situation. It's like, no, it's just kind of like, it's not who I envision myself to be in the future. A few months ago, I saw something online about, like, whenever you're making a decision, or whenever you're having any sort of, like, moral dilemma or mental dilemma, always think about who you want to be in the future, and think about that person, put yourself in that person's shoes, and think about how they would react to, like, that situation, or how they would deal with that situation. And I feel like that has really helped me a lot recently, because I just started to find that, like, a lot of things that, like, myself would care about, I'm thinking about who I want to be in the future, or, like, what my end character, like, sort of my customization, like, is that within my trait? Probably not. So do I care to put enough energy in it now? Also probably not. Previously, I've been someone who just doesn't get the idea that people are sometimes in your life for shorter terms and longer terms, and most is not forever. And I've just never really understood that, because it's like, why would you open yourself up to so much hurt when, like, you could just never feel that hurt? But then in the same breath, why would you then keep yourself away from the potential of loving someone or loving something so much, just for the fear of, like, having it taken away one day? Because I never really got the, like, deep affection with, like, pets and their owners. I never judged it, but I never got it, obviously, because I'd never had a pet previously. But I've had my cat, obviously, like, 1.5 years now. And, like, when I first started to, like, see what the relationship was like, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I put myself in a position where I have another person obviously another thing on the list of grief that I could potentially experience. And that's just like so deep when you think about it, because it's the same with like having a best friend. Like, you going so intimately with someone, mentally, emotionally, like, and for one day the friendship could end. I feel like there's a risk obviously of the friendship ending, but then there's such a high of like being so close. As I'm only talking female friendships because I feel like male friendships aren't as substantial, or like they don't have much substance to them, you know. But I feel like I'm starting to let that go a bit, and I'm starting to like conclude and like welcome the idea that like it's just a temporary feeling, it's a temporary situation, it's a temporary person, it's a temporary life, it's a temporary sadness, it's a temporary emotion, it's a temporary, all of it is temporary, literally. And I can't be bothered to like overly obsess over something that is gonna pass. Like, I'm feeling it in my soul, like, not to be dramatic, but I feel like I'm starting to feel it in my soul, like what a difference this has made for me, because I'm just like able to let things go a lot more easily. Like, I just feel like I'm just not someone who really tolerates disrespect anymore. And once I've like realized that, I'm just like now looking back at like life decisions that I've made, and I'm just like, I would never tolerate that now. It's so important to like remember that this is so pivotal in your life. Like, how you choose to like customize your character now is going to stick with you for a very long time, and you need to really like sit down and spend time with yourself and think about like who you want in your life, what you want in your life, and like where your end goal is. Just learning to know yourself to the point where people can't tell you who's you. Like, no one can come and tell me you this and this, because I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, you're this and this, no, I'm not. You're not this and this, yes, I am. Like, because I know myself now. Like, you can't tell me. Like, even my parents couldn't tell me, because I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, you don't, like, no one's gonna know you as much as you know yourself, you know. That's my 2 cents for the day on this gloomy Saturday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, who knows what day it is. I hope you guys enjoyed my TED talk. I will see you guys in the next video.